Hey guys! This was originally supposed to be with a vlog, but we ended up not filming a vlog for it. But I still really wanted to film this video. Just gonna go straight in for it. Last week I got my first tattoo! Yay! It's a tattoo I've wanted for a really long time. It has a lot of meaning to me, and I really wanted to kind of share something along with it, because it actually is a really big deal and a big accomplishment for me to have finally gotten it, and kind of just want to reach out to other people with this story, I guess. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you might not have seen it, or Instagram. So the tattoo I got, it's Lights Go On Again by Beast, and that song has a lot of meaning to me for very, very good reasoning, and I guess I'll just kind of touch on that. So I've kind of mentioned this before in some videos, but I don't really go into too much detail, as a lot of people do suffer with the same thing. I've had my own story with severe depression and anxiety, and I guess I started to really notice it once I started high school. Because I went to a private school all my life, and then once I went to high school, I went to a public school, and it was such a huge change for me going from such a small school to such a big school, and everything was so different, and I guess it was just a big shock for me. So I just started feeling very alone and vulnerable and scared, and I guess being around so many people just didn't do my anxiety very well. Because of that issue, I ended up going to 3 different high schools in my whole life, and I didn't even last at that public school for more than a semester. Because of this issue, I ended up going to a smaller school in the middle of freshman year, and things were better, but my depression started getting way worse as I went through the first few years of high school. And I didn't really know what it was at first. My parents didn't know. My mom thought at one point that I had ADD because I was having such trouble focusing in class. And, we figured out that it wasn't ADD. I was always a pretty good student, but I started struggling with school because I just lost a lot of interests, and all I had on my mind was feeling bad and scared and sad. I think I really found out that it was depression in the middle of sophomore year, and I was like, I didn't want to accept it. My parents didn't want to accept it. I don't think my dad ever accepted it. It runs in my family. So, but it got really bad. It got really bad to the point that my mom wanted to submit me to the hospital at one point. I had a lot of dark thoughts. I never had the balls to do anything to myself, but I really wanted to. I found Kpop in sophomore year, I believe, and it was really a huge turning point in my life. It became everything. I had never been so passionate about something before, and SHINee was what got me into it, and that's why they're very important to me. And as I went more into it, I found Beast, and I become very, very attached to them, and they became my entire life. A friend of mine from the past introduced me to Epic High, and I had a very emotional friendship with her, and she's a big reason why Epic High has become such a big part of my life, and not just as artists but as role models. So I think from sophomore year and junior year, I was in such a dark place, and I would think the only thing that would really get me through those really bad nights and really bad anxiety attacks was listening to Beast and Epic High, and just full blast in my earphones. And there's this one song by Beast called Lights Go On Again that really, really meant a lot to me, and it still does. It's my favorite song because it's about getting through struggles, and that, you know, if the lights ever go off and you can't find your way through the darkness, you just need to keep going, because the lights will eventually go back on for you and you'll be able to get through it. So that's really something that I would go by, because I felt so many times that I could not get through it, but I was always, I would just go by that song to be like, no, you can get through it, they're gonna help you. Same thing with Epic High. Epic High has very, very emotional and meaningful songs, and the struggles that Tablo has gone through has really made me so thankful, and he's a complete role model. And, you know, I think junior year was the worst. That was when I started failing. I couldn't focus on school anymore. I would have anxiety attacks in the middle of class. And it came to the point where I had to leave that school and I had to go to an even smaller school. A school that was easier. Because I had such an issue, and it sucks because high school is not supposed to be hard. So, you know, I feel so shitty that I had problems in high school, but I blame it on this sickness, not my knowledge. I was pulled out of school. I had to take a month off before I started my new school because I just needed time. And as silly as it may sound, maybe, I don't know. Like, it's not that it's K-pop, it's music, it's artists who sing for their fans and they make music, and they're role models. They're more than just K-pop idols that are pretty and dance on stage. Like, they do what they do for people. And I think the main thing that really kept me from doing anything was just the thought of, you can't kill yourself because you won't be able to see Beast grow. You're gonna leave Beast behind. You won't be able to see them continue. You don't want to leave them behind. You have to be there for them, and they have to be there for you. So I guess that was the mindset that I had, and that's what kept me going, as painful as it was. Eventually I got through high school and I graduated, and it was probably one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. And it took me a while to really get better after that. I didn't start college till 2 years after high school because I thought that if I could barely handle high school, how am I supposed to handle college? I was confused and scared. And because of K-pop, I found a whole K-pop community here. And then my love for K-pop continued to grow, and I've made a lot of friends. And because of K-pop, I met Natalie. And I honestly wouldn't be as stable as I am now if I wasn't dating her. So, you know, I'm better now. I still have my up and downs every now and then, but who doesn't? And I have some anxiety, but everyone does. But I have not gone back to that terrible place that I was at 6 years ago. Because Kpop has really pushed me and inspired me and made me happy and made me meet amazing people. And I'm not making this video to get pity comments. I don't care about that. I don't give a shit what if anyone feels bad for me. You don't have to feel bad for me. I'm making this video because I wanted to share my story on how music helped me get through a terrible time in my life. I also want to say that I know a lot of people deal with this too. I know a lot of people personally who do. And if any of you ever need to talk to someone, you can message me on Twitter. I will talk to anyone. I don't care who you are or what your problem is. I will talk to you if you are in dire need of talking to someone. I'm always open to helping people, especially people who are going through something that I have knowledge of. And I've helped a lot of people before with my own experiences. Sorry I had to sit through like a 10-minute video of me just crying, but I really wanted to share this, and I really want to reach out to other people. And that's really one of the biggest reasons why we have this channel. We don't just want to be here for entertainment or for popularity. We really want to reach out to people and share the same interests, and this channel means a lot to me. And I want to be as close to our followers as possible. So, I hope I didn't bring the mood down too much. Thank you for sitting through this if you did. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys.